Hello everyone! Welcome back to another 2v2 Warhammer battle. I'm going to be bringing the Wood Elves. My ally is going to be Bretonia. We're facing off against the Dwarves and the Empire. For my army here, I brought 3 Deepwood Scouts to do some early harassing, but going to be kind of difficult since they have these units kind of sitting in the front right now, and a Flying Lord nearby. So I'm actually going to kind of pull them back a little bit. My front line is Eternal Guards, then we have a Branch Wraith with the Healing Spell and the Pendulum, Durthu with the Flock of Doom and his unique abilities. I brought one Wildwood Ranger, 1 War Dancer, 1 War Dancer with a Spear, and then 2 Wild Riders, the non-shielded version. My ally has 4 Peasant Bowmen, and then a bunch of Men-at-Arms. These are Men-at-Arms with shields, and then the other ones are going to be with spears. They're being led by Albrecht de Bordelot, who is not on a mount, and then a Paladin, and then a fully upgraded Blessed Field Trebuchet, a fully upgraded Mounted Yeoman, and then a fully upgraded Grail Guardian. This is going to be their army. Then for the enemy here, we have the Knights of the Blazing Sun, Karl Franz on his Griffin, Steam Tank, 3 Riflemen, or Handgunners, one of which being the Silver Bullets. We have just 1 Greatsword, 3 Spearmen, a Hellstorm Rocket Battery, Sigmar Sons, and that's going to be their army. Then for the Dwarf army, we have a generic Dwarf Lord with the Ring of Throngy, whatever. Front line of Longbeards, we have a couple Quarrelers, then 2 Ironbreakers, we have 3 Thunderers, and then 3 Cannons for the Dwarf player. And that's going to be the armies. And these cannons are going to be focusing on the Grail Guardians first, which is, we'll see how that goes. And since they have a Hellstorm Rocket Battery, which can do a ton of damage to the Wood Elves, I'm going to have to just, rush up. I have to do that anyway, like, we don't have artillery to sit back and snipe them or anything, so we're going to walk across the field, and then my Deepwood Scouts are going to try and focus down some of these handgunners, and then I'm going to get my Wild Riders in position to try and hit their back line. But they are going to start pressing forward with Karl Franz and the Knights of the Blazing Sun. Also, the Steam Tank is firing us. I'm going to pull back a little bit. Get my Branch Wraith up here as well. Unfortunately, I was not in a locked group formation, so my War Dancers actually, since they're faster, they ran ahead of everybody when I was moving all my units. So they were kind of getting sniped here a little bit. I want my Eternal Guard to go first. But then, unfortunately, also, I got Durthu a little too close to the Riflemen. I did not intend to do that, but I did get him a little too close. Push in my Wild Riders again. Meanwhile, over here, the Grail Guardians are going to be sniped by the 3 cannon groups. The Peasant Bowmen are going to be kind of outclassed by the Dwarf Quarrelers and the Thunderers that are firing into them. And then there's the Man-at-Arms line moving up. You can see Durthu taking a ton of damage from those rifles. I am going to heal it up with the Branch Wraith, but that was a lot of damage dealt to us. Meanwhile, over here, 1 Wild Rider is going to go into the Silver Bullets and the other Handgunners. The other one's going to be chased by Karl Franz. I want to go around and silence this Hellstorm Rocket Battery before it does too much more damage, because it's already done more than enough. I do not want it to do any more. Durthu, I'm going to stick on the Steam Tank because he is one of my only sources of high armor piercing damage, and the Steam Tank needs to die. But here we go. Wild Rider's going to get into the Hellstorm Rocket Battery. And again, this one has dealt just a ton of damage to these handgunners. And now I'm going to pull it out before these Greatswords get in here and try and stop them with the Eternal Guard. Meanwhile, over here, the Grail Guardians are just sitting still, and they're getting sniped by the Dwarf Artillery right now, which is very unfortunate because they're fully upgraded. So that is very, very expensive. Over here, going to pull my Wild Rider over here. Unfortunately, I do get caught by the Knights of the Blazing Sun, Sigmar Sons, and Karl Franz with this Wild Rider, but we did route the Hellstorm Rocket Battery, but I should have pulled them out sooner. This was going to be going around into the, I think, the Silver Bullets here soon. Pendulum Spell going down, trying to weaken the front line so we can just kind of burst through and get into the squishy bits. Meanwhile, over here, the ally is just starting to get into combat, but they have this column formation, which I find kind of odd. And again, the Grail Guardians are just getting sniped by Thunderers and Cannons, and they're fighting a generic Dwarf Lord, so honestly, they're kind of wasting their potential. They're not meant to kill enemy Lords, but the enemy Lord is going to stop this entire group, and they're just going to get sniped up. Meanwhile, over here, you can see the amount of damage we've done to the Steam Tank that we almost destroyed, so they're going to withdraw the Steam Tank. My Wild Riders managed to route the Silver Bullets, and now it's going to go into this Cannon group to try and route that, because I need to try and help my ally here, because I saw these Grail Guardians just getting massacred, so I'm like, shit, I need to help them, like, now. But we are starting to pierce through the front line, at least those units that can break. Our Deepwood Scouts are over here doing damage to the Greatswords, trying to make sure that they break. Karl Franz is going to land on Durthu, but I am going to cast a few more heal spells throughout this game, and we're going to surround him with the Wildwood Rangers and Eternal Guard. Try to bring him down. He just starts taking so much damage. So much damage. Meanwhile, over here, our War Dancers were chasing off the Knights of the Blazing Sun, but we didn't catch them. And instead, our Wild Riders, both of the groups are going to get caught back over there, unfortunately. But we do manage to route the Hellstorm for good. And now we're going to go over to try and finish off the Steam Tank that withdrew from Durthu. Meanwhile, the men-at-arms are not faring too well against the Longbeards because they are very cheap infantry that are not really armor-piercing. Grail Guardians are now dead, so they didn't really get to do too much. The Mounted Yeoman Archers took a lot of damage from the cannons, and the Thunderers as well, so they didn't really get to do too much. The Blessed Foot Trebuchet is back there firing, and it's not really being shot at by anything, so that's good. That's good. Meanwhile, over here, I'm trying to finish off Carl Franz with a Deep Wood Scouts, but they're just not doing the damage needed quite yet, but we are going to rout them temporarily. Meanwhile, over here, we are catching the Steam Tank, which is trying to run away from the War Dancers, but we do finally silence the Steam Tank down with them. And now I'm just going to do what I can to assist my ally. We're going to get our War Dancers over here, both of them, my spears and the normal ones, routing off what we can, because my ally needs help. There's so many squishy units back here that need to be shut down. Going to be throwing in my Wildwood Rangers, I think against this group of Corlers, so maybe this one, and then Durthu's going to go, I should use the point thing. I think Durthu goes here eventually, and then these guys go here with the War Dancers, and we try and silence these two groups first. Still dealing with the Sigmar Suns and some units of the Empire, but for the most part we have routed them, but the Knights of the Sun are coming in, and I'm like, shit. So I'm trying to move my archers this way to get closer to Durthu, but the Knights of the Sun are going to be able to catch some of our archers here. And I don't have them on fire at will because I want them to use their ammunition on really important targets, which is why they're not firing right now. But they will be firing here soon because I'm like, well, shit, I'm going to get written down, so I switch fire at will on back here very soon. We should be taking shots like a Sigmar Suns or something, I think. Carl Franz is going to come back in, so we're going to try and focus him back down with the archers when he gets closer, but right now he's going to try and route our Eternal Guard. Durthu routing this corridor, Wildwood Rangers and War Dancers routed off this corridor. Now we're going to move to these units as well. Meanwhile, my other War Dancers over here is trying to route this second cannon. My ally, though... So, they took a spam army of men-at-arms. You know, that's fine. The problem, though, for a long time, 3 Longbeards were holding off 6 infantry, and now it's just 2 Longbeards holding off 6 infantry, as these Thunderers and Cannons are just back here having a field day on their army. So if you have the enemies outnumbered, what you should be doing with cheap infantry is tying up their needed infantry and then just doing flank attacks. Just run around the flanks where they can't protect it, and you need to get into... Well, not that. Don't forget about that. Don't worry about the dwarf lord. But you need to get into the squishy bits. The cannons, the thunderers, the corlers. You need to kill them with a swarm army and let your swarm just hold up their important units while your cheap units go and destroy the rest of their stuff. But that's not what they're doing here. They're committing a lot of their swarm army into this very efficient Longbeard units, which is not necessarily what you want to do. So I'm back here trying to kill off the squishy units as well. Meanwhile, I'm still trying to fight off the Empire player. And unfortunately, because I mismicroed my Wild Riders early on, I don't have them now to help against the Dwarf squishy units. Because I was so dedicated on killing the Hellstorm Rocket Battery and those rifles and stuff, so I mismarked them a little bit, so they died really early. Back here, my archers did get killed by the Knights of the Blazing Sun, but now I do have my Durthu in there. And he's going to deal a ton of damage to the Knights of the Blazing Sun. And again, I'm just spreading my units all over the place, trying to shut down every single ranged unit that the enemy has. But look at that ring, that fire damage on these Wildwood Rangers hurts so much. It's such a good item on that Dwarf Lord. Especially against Wood Elves. But we're going to deal a lot of damage to these Knights of the Blazing Sun, and they are going to withdraw and try and follow our archers, which are being chased. Branchway is currently fighting with some Corlers, and there will be fighting Sigmar Suns. Going to try and pull Durthu over here as well. War Dancers trying to do what they can against the Corlers, but they are on the edge of breaking. Luckily, these Wild Riders, or Wildwood Rangers, did kill this other Thunderer group. They're about to kill this Cannon group, and then they're going to go into the other Thunderer group. We have the Albrecht de Bordelot fighting the Dwarf Lord, which is not a fight that he really wants, especially if he's not on a armor-piercing mount. But over here, the Swarm Bretonnian army is still just focusing on the Dwarven front line, and like, you don't focus on the Dwarven front line if they have a back line. That's just not what you do. The Dwarven front line is there to hold for days to allow their back line the time needed to kill everything. So this is unfortunate, to say the least. Going to bring in what units I can that came back from routing. Durthu's still finding out the Sigmar Suns. So I don't really want to throw him into an Ironbreaker quite yet. I want to try and finish off the Empire player right now. Again, Wildwood Rangers back here, just cleaning up everything back here. War Dancers still doing what they can, but now they're finally going to rout. Albrecht de Bordelot in a 1v1 match against the generic Dwarf Lord loses, which is to be expected. So he is getting routed off by the Dwarf Lord. So now I need to deal with the remaining Longbeards, who are still pretty healthy considering they just fought off the entire Bretonnian army, and another Ironbreaker over here, and an Ironbreaker over here. Knights of the Blazing Sun are still active. So at this point I don't have much faith, but we're going to try. we're gonna try. But there is a lot to kill, so I'm gonna throw in my Wildwood Rangers into the Ironbreakers. But this is a tough fight. Like, the Wildwood Rangers are pretty good at killing most dwarf units, but Ironbreakers are so tanky, and their damage is still pretty high, so they're going to do really good against Wild Riders, or Wildwood Rangers, sorry. Meanwhile, Dorothy's going to sit here and still combat against the Knights with Blazing Sun, with my Branch Wraith and my Eternal Guard that are nearby. Oh, sorry, my Branch Wraith is actually over here, my bad. My Eternal Guard are over there. But you can see, the Dwarves still have a solid infantry line, including 2 Ironbreakers and a Dwarf Lord who's not really been touched, even though they have tanked an entire Grail Guardian group and Albrecht Waterloo by himself. So again, still doing what we can. Going to try and get Dorothy over here to try and assist with the Branch Wraith and the Wildwood Rangers. They have dealt some damage to these Ironbreakers and Longbeards. To be expected, they do really good against Dwarf units. So going to try and help them out a little bit. But the Dwarf Lord is coming. Meanwhile, the Bretonnian infantry, which did come back from routing over here, is just going to get singled out by these Longbeards. I don't think my ally noticed this is that they're back. Oh no, there they go. They're starting to move in. But here's the whole Ironbreaker group. Lord comes in and pops in Deadly Onslaught and Foe Stinker, so I'm actually going to withdraw and let those buffs fade away. That doesn't really do too much damage to Dorothy. And my goal is, maybe we can break the leadership, but that's, let me tell you friends, it's not going to happen. So I'm going to withdraw a little bit here.
It will be done.
And then do a final attack when their buffs wear off, but writing's on the wall here. Dorothy's almost dead, my Branch Wraith is below half. And here we go, there we go, we popped that ability, whatever that was. Going to try and route the Reichsguard in hopes to get some kind of chain route, but that's not going to happen against Ironbreakers and Dwarf leadership when they still have this many units on the field. So that's it. We are going to have a loss. So good game to our enemies in my ally. Their names are Somting Wong. Okay. Arise Riders of Theoden and Skartos GR. So for my army here, we got a decent amount of kills with the Wildwood Rangers. The Depot Scouts got a lot of kills as well. Focused down Karl Franz for a bit and did really well. Wild Riders did at least have an impact before they routed off the field. They routed off a couple handgunners, the Hellstorm Rocket Battery, which was big, and a cannon, and then maybe dealt some more damage to some melee units before they routed off, but still, I probably could have saved them at least a little bit longer. Branch Wraith 77 kills, really good. My Eternal Guard, I'm happy about them. War Damage is mostly happy about them. These ones finish off the Steam Tank. Dorothy 99 kills, pretty good. For something wrong, though. Well, I mean, the Blessed Field Trebuchet got 100 kills. So, you know, that's cool. My critique would be a couple things. One, bringing a peasant army is fine, but if you're facing off against dwarves, even if you plan to only fight against the Empire, you still should probably bring foot squires in an all-peasant army. A bunch of men-at-arms can't do too much when dwarves are on the field, as shown here. Also, Grail Guardians are not meant to kill lords, so you shouldn't let a lord destroy your entire Grail Guardian unit. You should have them going around killing those Thunderers, Coilers, Cannons, and then also not devote most of your infantry to Longbeards. But there we go. Arise Riders of Theoden. They got a ton of kills. This dwarf player had a field day today. And then for Skartos here, some Spearmen did really good. Sigmar Suns did really good. The Knights of the Blazing Sun destroyed, I think, all my Depot Scouts by the end there, so they did really good. Steam Tank 39 kills, not bad, and the Hellstorm Rocket Battery got 32 before we shut it down. Luckily, we at least got to shut down the handgun gunners before they did too much, but they did get a couple salvos against Earth because I got too close, which really hurts a lot. So good on that. But yeah, and then the Great Swords also got 80 kills, which is pretty good. So good game to my enemies and my ally. I hope you enjoyed, and let's go watch a cinematic view.
Quickly! Trample them! Hurry! Return us! At pace! Kill them! Outright attack! Kill them! With haste! To battle! At once! Now! Release! With haste! Beware, wizard! Quickly!
I didn't even notice we were getting hit by those iron breakers over there.
With haste! Fire them! No!
We are target!
As you say! Quickly! Sound the horns!
The wind flies!
Glory to the eternal
Quickly!
realms! Forward! Yes?
Long have we protected Admiral Lauren!
Fire! At speed! At pace! Return us! Go!
For Asia!
Turn around! Advance! We are tireless! No!
Quickly! It shall be done! To battle!
For Isha! Let fly! As you command!
I keep forgetting because I'm playing from up here. I keep forgetting that these are actually considered forests over
As
here.
you said!
It's just they don't really look like it because there's a bunch of dead trees.
Straight away! A first up! We are tireless! The gods are backing us!
Get them more dancers.
Attack!
Quickly! To the fray! Yes! At speed! Targets! Swing the foot!
As you command! Now! Fear the deep wood! Straight away! We understand!
For Eldrazi! End them! It shall be done! At speed! We understand! At once!
Oh, looks like they're actually just giving move orders to move over here.
See that?
Oh boy, now they're just getting free hits. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
At pace!
Oh my goodness.
Faster! The danger is for us! Forward! Now! Yes! Faster! More Isha! Pull back! Pelea's curse! Straight away! Wizards! Aim! Fire! With haste!
Why the heck did they stop?
At pace!
The hell?
Your orders understood!
At speed! With haste! We will obey! As you say! To battle!
Withdraw!
The first wills it! Look out! It will be done!
For Ariel!
Withdraw! Understood!
Woo!
Pull back!
Alberic, not on a Hippogriff, has like 0 chance of killing a Dwarf Lord. Getting shot in the back didn't help either.
Do not shame your ancestors!
We are tireless! Straight away! Spread out!
What was that? Okay.
We are tireless! Orders understood!
I think that's basically it. I guess we can watch more Men-at-Arms up here.
Straight away! We are tireless! Thank the lady for her damsels!
Is that the field trebuchet crew getting in there? Yeah, it is. Hold on. Upgraded that much. What are your stats? Alright. There we go. So hope you enjoyed the battle, everybody, and I will see you all in the next one. Take care.